guys, welcome to Chat with Kay Ess Tee. I'm your girl Kay, and today we're going to be talking about Jaxn. Now, for those of you who don't know who Jaxn is, Miss Jaxn is Derrick Jaxn's ex-wife. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Derrick Jaxn is a relationship guru who has been given advice on the internet for many years. His advice normally stems from, giving women relationship advice about not settling in relationships and so on and so forth. Recently, within the last 1 to 2 years, rumors had it that he was cheating on his wife the entire time. So while giving this advice to women about not settling, he himself was actually being very disrespectful to his wife by cheating on her. Now, with that being said, they have been trying to work on their marriage, but their marriage hasn't seemed to quite work itself out. So they have officially filed for divorce. Now, while they're being divorced and stuff like that, Miss Jaxn recently sat down and did an interview. In that interview, I haven't personally watched it yet, but the clips from that interview, you see stuff about her saying that her and women were like taking turns with her husband. She mentioned things about feeling resentment towards her daughter because her daughter has the same skin complexion as the women that she saw that her husband would cheat on her with, and many other things, which we're going to jump into today. Now, before we do jump into it, I just want to say the main reason for this video today is because Miss Jaxn recently came out with some coaching, and I feel like it's a positive thing to transmute the negative things that you've gone through and turn it into a positive thing, right? And do something positive with it. However, Miss Jaxn's prices is real different. Let's start from her interview and some of the video clips that we have.
I became a shell of myself. I didn't know who I was. I actually have a couple posts on my page where I have a post that says, I knew her body better than I knew my own.
Stop. Let that sit there. You said you knew another woman's body better than you knew your own.
Yes, several women. I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. And I spent a lot of time, like I went in such a deep hole where I was like studying these women. I would go to their profiles and I would study their pages and like what they wear. I knew when they had met up. So I watched their videos of them having sex. So I would try to imitate that and recreate that in our relationships so that he could choose me and want me. And that is a low point to be. And I'm tearing up a little bit because I hate that I even got to a point where that was a thing, but that it was just that. And so I knew several other women's bodies better than I knew my own. I completely lost myself. I became a shell of myself. I tried to imitate their hair, their actions, even sexual things that I had seen him doing with them. I tried to recreate that in our life when we were engaged, and none of it amounted to anything.
Okay, so that was a lot to digest, and I'm sorry she had to even go through this. But in the same breath, I feel like as women, we have to recognize that our power lies within our own hands, and what we tolerate and what we put up with is what we will get. There's no reason why as women we should be sitting down and watching videos of a man having intercourse with another woman just so we can replicate that. There's no reason why we should feel so insecure or down about ourselves that we'll tolerate foolishness within a relationship. Now, I'm not bashing Jaxn. I'm just speaking to a space where as women we need to be in a space where we're confident. We're not accepting BS. And I'm not saying I haven't accepted BS in the past. I've accepted BS in the past. I'm just speaking to being of a more uplifting and speaking life into women. And I feel like we should never ever be tolerating this stuff. We should never even settle to the point where we're looking at other women's pictures. Like for me, it used to be a thing when I was like in high school and stuff like that. When I was younger, I'd scroll through the other woman's profile and look and compare and stuff like that. But it's like, it's not worth it, because all you're doing is hurting yourself, putting yourself down, and it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because then all you're doing is comparing and comparing and comparing. If you're comparing and comparing and comparing, you're gonna find something that you don't have, somehow, some way, shape, or form. You're not going to measure up to the person that you're consistently comparing yourself to, because you're gonna find a flaw within yourself and find something good about this person. So it just doesn't make any sense to do that, right? And here's something else that Miss Denia Jaxn said.
We were still engaging sexually, even though we were off. Right. And so it was in this time where there was a lineup of us. We was passing each other on the stairway in and out.
No, y'all wasn't. No, y'all was not passing
you think this is a game.
You were not passing each other on the stairway. No, y'all was.
We were passing each other on the stairway. Like, this is my shift from this time to this time. So, you know, I was a willing participant in that. And this is, like, I can laugh about it now, but it's really sad, you know, to like, what space do you have to be in to accept that? And so I dealt with it already, so I can laugh about it now, and it's funny.
That's what healing
but
looks like. Healing,
right?
You look back at your old self and laugh.
I'm just like, what? You know, but yeah, no, seriously. It was, you know, I'm coming over at this time. I know such and such is going to be rolling through about, you know, an hour and a half later. And sometimes we went a little bit longer, so literally passing each other on the stairs, like out the door. All right, have fun, you know, your shift.
That was a lot to digest. Taking shifts and stuff like that, I feel like at some point she has to realize that she accepted the polygamy within her own relationship. And even if she accepted the cheating, knowing that he was cheating, because some of us women, we know that our men are cheating and we won't say anything about it. Just accept the fact that you're in a polygamous relationship. Accept the fact that, and I feel like once you accept that you're in a polygamous relationship, you then become okay with the relationship being the way that it is, instead of wanting to fight and compare and do all of that. You have your turn with him, I have my turn with him. Now, I'm not recommending this kind of relationship for anyone, because polygamous relationship is definitely not for the weak at heart. But some cultures do practice polygamy, and if that's what you want to practice within your relationship, then go ahead and practice it. There was also another video clip that surfaced of her talking about her daughter and comparing her daughter to the women who her husband would date, the skin complexion. And the clip, I can't even share it here because the clip made me cringe a lot, because I feel like you should never get to such a low point where you're now comparing your daughter to the other women, and you're now being jealous of your daughter because you don't have her skin complexion or anything like that. I just feel like at the end of the day, like, you have to have some kind of boundaries where you can separate the two. And it just made me, it was very cringeworthy, so I'm not even going to share that here. But that is also one of the things that she had went through. Now, with all of that, I said all of that to bring us full circle to here. This is the point of the video. Miss Denia Jaxn has decided to start coaching and training people and getting them to deal with infidelities and getting them to deal with life in a different way, and how to, like, basically transmute the negative energies that you guys are dealing with in your relationships into positive ones, and go through coaching and heal and do all of these positive things, right? Now, her prices are ridiculous. She was charging $4,997 for one-on-one coaching with her. And I'm like, lady, did you bump your head on Derrick Jaxn's you know what? Like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Where did you get $5,000 from for a one-on-one coaching session with you? Like, who the fuck are you? Essentially, like, excuse me? I get it, you've been through a lot and your story is a lot, but excuse me, why would you charge people $5,000, especially if you're trying to help people? And for her, she's saying, hey, she's trying to help people, and, you know, her price isn't low, and Not only isn't her price low, but the people who she's training with and stuff like that, their time is valuable and stuff like that. I just feel like you have to recognize and realize, like, even Derrick Jaxn was a better business person than you are, Danae Jaxn. Like, why would you be charging $5,000 for a one-on-one coaching session? It's like, I'm really trying to figure it out. And if it's not the one that does $5,000, it's $500, $3,000, $1,000, like nothing of reasonable cost. And then it makes me question your intentions with these coaching sessions, because if your coaching sessions are to help women and uplift women, you know the demographic of women that you have on your roster. You see it. You know the women that are talking to you about their own situations and stuff like that, who are trying to comfort you and bond with you on a one-on-one kind of thing. So you know that their price ranges for the typical average person isn't no $5,000 for no one-on-one coaching, isn't no $500, isn't no $1,000, isn't no $3,000. So why wouldn't you make something that is affordable for the people that you're trying to help? If it's about helping people, wouldn't you make something affordable for people that they can get and gravitate to? And it's your first rodeo with this. Like, why would we pay a novice? Like, and I'm calling you a novice because you're going to coach me after what you've been through. Like, no shade. I was really trying to do this video and not go in on Danae Jaxn, but Miss Danae Jaxn, how are you going to come and coach me for $5,000 on how to deal with infidelity and how to heal from it and how to do all of that? You just admitted to passing women in the hallway, having a polygamistic relationship, but like, excuse me? What are you gonna coach me to tell me to accept it? Like, you're a novice when it comes to what it is that you're trying to do and teach and preach, because you've been through so much and you're still in the process of healing. And I don't think $5,000 is the price that you need to be charging people. But anyway, I was just like, whoa there, buddy. Like, what's going on with this? I have to make a video on this because this is just ridiculous. But anyway, I want to hear your thoughts and comments on this. Am I going in too hard on Danae Jaxn? Because what the F is this? What the F is this? Like, $5,000, $500, $1,000, $3,000 for courses, for coaching, for, excuse me? Maybe this is just the market and maybe I live under a rock. Please comment down below and let me know if I'm living under a rock and I just don't know what's going on in today's society with the prices of coaching and stuff like that. Share your thoughts and comments down below. Or do you agree with me that these prices are just ridiculous? And you can also talk about Danae Jaxn and, you know, all of what she's been through. And honestly, I gave you some one-on-one coaching for free. All right, I gave you some one-on-one coaching for free in the beginning, telling you to not accept bullshit. Okay, so at the end of the day, you know, that's how you help people. That's how you help people. Like, $5,000. Anyway, don't forget to subscribe, share, and like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.